once men feel that we're, I want to say, competing, I guess, for their spot, because they feel like they're better, automatically they're men. Like, they're dominant, they're supposed to be number one. But then when we come in and we're actually talking and we're making sense, and they're like,
space feels threatened.
They feel threatened, right? So we're no longer welcomed in those spaces that once we were able to be in, when we were able to like sit down and shut up.
Get to the money and slide, get to the money and slide. Free all the bros inside, free all the bros inside. Play with the bros, you die, yeah. Get to the money and slide, free all the bros inside, play with the bros, you die, yeah. If you want smoke, come get it. You on my chain, come get it. Taking the money, run with it. New to this shit, I done did it. Get to the money and slide, get to the money and slide. Free all the bros inside, free all the bros inside. Play with the bros, you die, yeah.
Something more creative than tell to his face, but
your shit on his head was good.
shit on his head is crazy. All right, man, y'all ready, bro?
Yeah.
All right, man. Hey, man, say, man, it's the Got 15 podcast coming back, man. Volume 4, part Who Knows, man. And you already know who's checking in with the Got 15 crew, man. Make sure y'all go check out the merch, man. The website coming back, man.
Is it?
I had the website back up, man, so y'all can order some merch, man.
He just lied.
I'm not lying.
You hit us up on Instagram if you want the merch.
Yes, but nigga, let me tell you.
I promise
Let me tell these
he's
folks,
lying.
bro. When I had the website back up going with the merch, you know, and updates on the Got 15 podcast. But before that, we have two special guests in my left. Go ahead and shout yourselves out.
Hey y'all, I'm Britt. You can follow me at that'ssobrit_ on Instagram.
I'm Chrissy. You can follow me at chrissy.com_ on Instagram.
Make sure y'all go show them some love, man. Y'all know the vibes. They are taking their time out their day to come talk with y'all, man. So make sure y'all go tap in with them. If I know one thing about Chan, man, he got the topics for us for the podcast, man. And especially after that crown.
Nah.
On him, man. What you got for us, bro?
Before the pod, we were discussing. You said you do management A&R, and
right.
that, she's your artist, and I'm interested to know what that looks like on your side, and then you as an artist, like what have y'all been doing together, and how's that been working for y'all?
So yeah, I am her manager. So my goal is really to start a label. And she just so happens to be my very talented friend that is an artist. So we have been tuned in. I'm more of the business aspect.
Okay.
So I'm really good at hearing music. I can tell you a good note. I know how to play percussion instruments, so I'm good with beats. So I'm more on the role of just guiding her into what spaces we need to go into, what sound her audience is going to attract, just stuff like that, more of that networking aspect. And she is the talent. So you want to tell them a little bit about your music?
I would say that I have more of like a attention to detail. I'm a creative all around, I would say. Like artistry is really something that's really just beginning for me in 2024. Like y'all are just seeing the very, very beginning of all of this. So I think that for me, it's just really expressing myself creatively, like the visuals, those aspects and things like that. And just really, displaying myself with confidence, my style, something I'm really adamant about, and just kind of getting my message across through my music.
Wow, no, y'all answered that pretty well, both.
Yeah.
Great.
I got media trained, right?
I ain't gonna lie, because you were debating on even coming on the podcast.
No, I know.
You be here.
I know.
That's awesome. That's
awesome.
awesome.
We definitely always love, giving artists some shout outs, making sure that they can, explain themselves. Cause I feel like one of the biggest things about marketing, especially when you're an artist or some kind of thing like that, is showing them that you're a person and showing them who you are and letting them connect with your story. Because I feel like when people feel invested in your journey and they feel like your journey is a part of their journey, that's when they get that real support. That's when they really feel like, okay, I need to make sure that, all right, damn, she dropped a song. I'm listening, reposting, sharing, telling my friends and shit like that because I want to see them succeed.
No, for
so
sure.
How did you end up getting into the A&R management space? Like what made you want to start doing that?
So I've always loved music. That's one thing that I always knew about myself that I kind of learned myself late. I was sheltered growing up. So once I really figured out what I wanted in life, it was like, damn, you're in your 20s. Like, what the fuck are you doing? You're supposed to know what you want to do in your career. Like, it's a lot going on. And then I got into marketing. So that's one thing that both of us have in common. We both have a background in marketing. So it makes music so much easier because we know business.
Right.
So I got into influencer marketing with like Instagram models, influencers, stuff like that. But I wasn't really passionate about it. So it's like, yeah, you're around all these girls that are well known, you're around the money, the fame, but it's just like you're not happy doing it. So once I realized, okay, you can do the same thing, but just with like something that you're actually passionate about. So music, working with artists, developing an artist, just how can we attract a certain audience? How can we make profit off of music? Like how can we, it's just it's so much more fun for me. So once I realized, okay, cool, you can do the same thing. You can do management, you can do the social media, you can do everything, but just utilize it in a different role. Then it's been up ever since, honestly.
I fuck with that. 'Cause I feel like that's how I feel with the pod. Like, I love talking. Like, obviously, that's probably my favorite part about having a podcast. But then also, like,
yapper.
Okay. anyways, but I love the business aspect too. Like, that's my second favorite part. Like, obviously, like, I mean, I went to school for business. I went to school for entrepreneurship. I want to be an entrepreneur and grow our own business. And like I said, it's a lot deeper than people really realize.
It's so much.
It's not
It's so
easy to
much.
go from undiscovered to discovered. Like that.
Yeah.
It's not an easy process because, you know, I mean,
And you gotta love it for real. Like
talent
you gotta
is not
want
enough.
it.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, like I always say, do it for the passion, not for the money, because the money's gonna come when it comes. But you have to really endure a lot. You gotta test, you gotta take a lot of lessons. But like if you really want it, you'll process everything and then you develop what you need to develop. So that's the best part. It's the most fun for me. Like I love a challenge. I love to take risks. I love to see, okay, what's gonna work and what's not gonna work. But to me, it's just like it's a part of life. Like you gotta do that with everything. So why not do it and get rich off of it instead of just following the standard role of go to a 9 to 5 every day. Like you gotta clock in, clock out. Like I just knew I didn't want that, and I feel like if I can create the life that I want for myself, just being smart. Like, and I went to school. I went to LSU, but I never graduated. I went for international business. So even just like seeing how far networking and business can take you. Like there's people with those degrees that aren't even in the spaces that I'm in.
And people talk about networking, bro, and like it sounds cliche,
It's
but
number one.
it really is
one.
not, bro. And it's actually so underrated, even as much people talk about it, bro, because just knowing one person, because that guy can know 50 other people. And if you're really delivering value, you're really showing that you're trying to do this, a lot of times people want to help.
Exactly.
Granted, there are a lot of people in a lot of industries that can be grimy, especially in the arts, in entertainment, because they know there are people who are so passionate they can't be taken advantage of. But I mean, I think we've met a good amount of people that have really like, yo, like we're trying to help, like whatever we could do to help you, we trying to help. Like we want to come on the pod, do shoot content, this and the third. And I feel like that's what we try and do with everybody else at the same thing. Like we always trying to make sure that it's always genuine, authentic content, because that's what people are looking for. And people don't have that, and that's what we always try and give. Plus, people who have a platform, some kind of opportunity or space to like talk about their life or their music, in a different medium. So you said that in your music you like to get across a message. So what are you always trying to say in your music? Like, what do you typically talk about?
So really, like I said, you guys have caught me in the very beginning of my journey. But right now I am working on a project. One of the things that I really wanted to get across is I moved from Virginia to here, but I originally am from Jersey. So I've been hopping around a little bit and just, expressing what it's like for me as a young adult and going from like young adulthood to like, I'm really an adult, like for real. Like this is serious. Like this is some real shit. So it's just kind of like that for me, talking about a 9 to 5, talking about being in lust and not in love, talking about the beauty standard as a woman. And that's kind of what I'm trying to do. And it's going to be called Girl Meets World. So that's really going to be the time where everyone gets to see my creativity come to life. And I'm really excited to put it out. So yeah, that's what I'll be working on.
So when is that project coming out?
So that's a TBD right now.
Hey, that's a good
That's a
answer.
TBD. That's a TBD.
We letting it flow.
But we are.
I gotta ask as an interview. I gotta,
No, for sure.
We try to
Great
do
answer.
dates and stuff, but one thing we've learned is just like trust the process. Like everything
So
is
many
gonna
obstacles.
flow. There's so many things you have to endure. So like just trust it, and it's gonna happen when everything is perfect. Like we don't want to rush it and be sloppy. Everything has to be like it has to have a purpose when we put it out. So
Stuff that's worth it is going to take time.
it's gonna take time for sure.
Like if you hop into any type of venture thinking you're gonna run it up in 1 year, that's not. It's either you're not doing the right type of things, or you just confused on reality, because that's not really possible.
I mean, like some folks get lucky.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That motherfucker.
Yes.
hard.
I be
Yeah.
trying to be that lucky
motherfucker.
person,
If
right?
you're banking on that to be you,
You can't.
that's not
You
a good.
can't.
Exactly.
Like,
Not a
you
That's
good.
what
have
I've
to
learned
be
too.
willing to take
Risk.
as much time as needed,
Yeah.
like needed. I think that a lot of times we try to jump and like we try to skip over the rough parts
Yeah.
and processes, and like that's why everyone is like going to the fast money now. Everyone wants fast, but it's like
Right.
when you really love it and once you create substance and some type of solid foundation, everything will succeed. You just got to put in the work that you like need to do to get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And people don't be willing to put in the work.
And improvement is
Frozen.
everything, for real, for
Improvement
real.
is
And I
everything.
think what is a lot of people don't know what that work looks like. Like if
Right.
if you've never done something like that, they don't know. And that's why I think this is the opportunity to just kind of talk about stuff like that, like behind the scenes.
Yeah.
What it's like actually trying to grow from undiscovered artist to super pop star type of deal. So like, have y'all had any experiences in the industry where people are trying to hold y'all back or trying to kind of get in your way?
That's a crazy
Absolutely.
question.
Yeah.
Do you want to answer that first? Do you want me to answer that first?
I will say, so I'm from Atlanta. A lot of these people in Atlanta have seen me in different forms. I'm about to be 25 this year. These people have seen me since I was like early 20s, damn near teenager.
Okay.
So the people that don't want to see me grow and the people that are wanting me to stay in the place that is beneficial for them, yes, absolutely. And being females as well in the industry, in a
Absolutely.
male-dominated industry, is very
Yeah.
difficult because once men feel that we're, I want to say, competing, I guess, for their
Yeah.
spot because they feel like they're better, automatically they're men. Like, they're dominant, they're supposed to be number one. But then when we come in and we're actually talking and we're making sense and they're like,
Space
oh,
feels threatened.
they feel threatened, right? So we're no longer welcomed in those spaces that once we were able to be in, when we were able to like sit down and shut up.
So you
Yeah.
you would agree with
Wow.
that?
I would say that, yeah, for sure. I think that the spaces that we've been in have been very beneficial for us. However, I think initially when we come into the room, it's like people are expecting women to be groupies first in the
Yeah.
industry, for sure. Like
Yeah.
they are expecting you to be there for them and you don't have any input. You sit there, you look cute, and that's just that.
Yeah.
But for us, when we're entering these spaces, it's like, yes, we're going to present ourselves in a certain way. However, we have value to bring to the table. And sometimes we are seeing things from a female gaze, whereas men try to project only the male gaze. And it's like there's value in having women's opinions to make a better product. Like, I think there's a balance between the two versus it just being, okay, this is what the men have to say, and you're here for the eye candy type of thing.
Yeah.
So we've definitely run into a lot of those spaces for sure.
I'm not gonna lie, y'all both sound so very well spoken. I can understand how in the wrong room, around the wrong type of guys, they
Be
couldn't handle
intimidating,
the
yeah.
intelligence.
Especially
honestly,
because when like you said, their initial thought is, okay, all right, look good, pretty, okay. That you're already in a box that before y'all have opened your mouth. So I can see how that's frustrating. And of course, like, I mean, as men, we don't necessarily have to experience that. Now, granted, I would say as Black people, there's a similarity in that as far as like when you come into a space with, like you say, in the industry where it's dominated by someone that's not like you. They sometimes try and put you in a box. It's okay, well, you're African American, you're urban, whatever they say. You know what I'm saying? This is the cap for you.
yeah,
Right.
you
And
can't
that's-
be more than this.
And I don't fuck with that. So I always try and give space for those stories because I know a lot of women do experience that in the industry.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
we hear those stories consistently. So I mean, how do you kind of navigate through that? What do y'all kind of do to take steps to move past those kind of things?
I really feel like we're still learning, honestly. But one thing that we've noticed is that we don't have to conform. If they don't respect
Absolutely.
us, if they don't want us to be at the intelligence level that we're at, we're not going to dumb ourselves down. It's just not the space for us. And we believe that, like I said earlier, everything happens for a reason. So we were put in this space for a reason. They seen our face, they know who we are, and they know what we're capable of.
Know what's up.
So it's just kind of like, you gonna see us again.
You're gonna see us again. That's really the thing.
Yeah,
back.
for
Like
sure.
when you really believe in yourself, like you can look at other people like, all right, you don't want me, are you tripping?
right.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm finna get it together. Like, that's
Yeah.
how I be feeling sometimes.
Yeah, man,
Yeah.
I definitely. I mean, because like I never seen myself as an artist, right?
Yeah.
And like, granted, now it's been almost 4 years doing the pod, bro. Like, I mean, this is an art form. Like,
It
there
is.
is an
Yeah.
art that comes to it, and it's a hard thing to do. Like, it's a hard thing to have your art judged, by other people. Because like, it's something we're like, bro, I know this is a great episode, right? And I know artists here, musicians say the same thing. Yo, bro, this song
This
right
song-
here,
this
song is my
the
favorite
one.
song.
This is it right
hard.
here.
I put my heart and
Right.
soul in this.
Exactly.
And then when
this
it don't
Like,
hit,
it's
bro,
trash.
Yeah, literally.
yeah, like it
Shit.
don't hit. It's like it's hard to grasp that, internalize that, and they can still continue to move forward.
And
with
keep
certain
going,
Yeah.
bro. And keep going.
I was
always
just
respect
saying that earlier to someone because from an A&R aspect. So my job, like I said, I see things from marketing perspective. So if I'm looking at a song, I'm thinking from a consumer standpoint. I'm not thinking of you're my homeboy, like I'm listening to your song. I'm gonna think, would I put this on my playlist? Would I
Right.
play this in my car?
Yeah.
And a lot of times people want to work with me. They inquire like, hey, I want you to come to my session, whatever. But I'm not a yes man. So like my thing is if I'm putting my name on a project, if I'm putting something out, or even if I'm trying to just help you, like even if it's just me assisting, I want us to all put our best foot forward. So
Right.
Gotta be
why would
good.
I let you put out something that I know it's not going?
it.
Like
Yeah.
it's not
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
So I'm gonna let you know, hey, it's cool. I know it meant something to you. I know like the lyrics hit deep, whatever.
Right.
Yeah,
if
bro.
you
But
had
it's
some
not
fire
the one.
lyrics.
That should be
I know
tough,
you
bro.
was
But it's
crying
like,
there, but
yeah,
It's
but
tough, bro. Like
it ain't
I know you
going.
really felt that, bro, but like
That's not
Yeah.
it.
That shit ain't
I'm
it,
sorry.
bro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And they
like-
get
Can't even do
offended,
it.
but it's like you have to think from a business standpoint. We're not doing this for
It's a
fun.
business,
Like
bro.
this
It's
is
not
a
for fun.
business.
if
Yeah.
you're not
For
if
sure.
you're not bringing no return back, bro, I don't
Yeah.
care how passionate you
Yes.
are, unfortunately, because like you said, this is a business. We're here to make money, and we have to compete.
For sure.
And,
Yeah.
and we're competing against motherfuckers with money,
With money, right.
With
Yes.
long money. So if to compete, because they can boost an artist that's mediocre or maybe just right at the cuff song, just okay. They can get you to fucking if they play it 50 times,
Get you on
you're
TikTok.
like, damn, okay.
Most of these
I do
artists
like
right
that.
now are like that.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
most of these artists are making TikTok songs. They're making catchy stuff. There's not
Yeah.
a lot of people, and
You're trying to make music.
they're not
Yeah,
making
real
real music
music,
no
nah,
more.
nah,
So
nah,
like one thing I've learned is producers don't even be knowing how to play instruments. Like artists don't even know notes. They don't. They just
Yeah.
Know how to
rap
read
or
music.
sing.
Don't
You
know
know,
nothing
like
about no
we're
tempo,
both technically trained in music in
metronome.
some aspects. So like we understand more than okay, we gonna get a beat and we just gonna whatever. Like no, it's like okay, what sounds good? Like
Right.
Yeah.
Like literally, what is the whole game plan?
what
for
is the
what
game
notes
plan
and stuff
for this?
sound right?
Exactly.
Right, right,
Like
right.
Yeah.
what are we trying to do with
Psychologically,
this sound?
yeah.
And so people don't even think of it like that. They're just rapping.
People are trying to,
Yeah.
like you said earlier, they're trying to get rich quick. Like they think
Yeah.
that rapping is the best way, or like doing music is the best way for them to get up in some type of way, for sure.
Yeah.
What type of music do you make?
So I do like alternative rap, Jersey Club. I'm from Jersey, you know, a little drill. But I also do like pop music. So I'd have like a very diverse sound, I think. And then a lot of the times, like living in Atlanta, it's all trap, it's all rap, it's all hard.
yeah.
And it's cool. But when I'm entering these spaces, like another thing that I would say is I have to really stand firm in like who I am. Because I think that that's when people respect you, when you demand respect. And I think especially as women, like, not to say that there's times that we're not going to be disrespected and we can't really do anything to change that person's opinion. But I think also like how you present yourself, and if you're really firm in yourself, people have no choice but then to respect you, because you're not going to fold for what they're telling you to do, who they think you are. Like I've had people tell me, you know, like you can't really be as vocal if you want to work with us. And it's like, why would I change who I am, you know, for the music, especially when I do so many different things. So
I mean, I think that's the benefit of being in the age that we live in now, is that we don't have to go through, like artists don't have to go through the, there's only 4 A&Rs in Atlanta, right? You know
Yeah.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying? If you don't go through Diddy and them, you ain't, you know what I'm saying? But like that's how he was able to have that kind of power. It was like, all right, bro, if you in New York or you here and you don't go through me, my partner, or his partner,
yeah.
You're
nah,
finna
not
make
get
it.
into the
You're
industry.
finna
Right,
get
right,
And we've been
blacklisted.
talking about that literally.
Exactly,
Like we've literally been talking about how social media has really changed like the industry, and it gives people an alternative path to then messing with people that might be having them at their worst interest for real. So like that changes everything, I swear.
And we've had a couple artists on the pod, but like before we get out of here, a question I like to ask all the artists is, what makes you different from other people, like other artists? Like, I mean, you've answered it mostly throughout this whole pod. But
Yeah, a little
been
bit.
killing it. Honestly, we just been sitting here listening.
Great
but
answers.
you.
Great
yeah,
answers.
nah, for real. But like, what really sets you apart if someone is like, okay, even a great label is like, yo, I want to give you this deal, but just let me know why should I sign you?
I would say that my musical influence, I think that I grew up in a very diverse space, but I also listened to other types of music before traditionally rap. So I think I've had experience with like pop punk and rock music, funk music. My parents are a little bit older than a lot of other people's parents. So like they were listening to the 70s, 60s, 50s. So that was really my influence. And I think that's when music really was alive. And I think when I go back to that in my rapping, it kind of shocks people because they don't really attribute rap to maybe hardcore or metal or rock or any of those influences as well. And I know some people do it, but they're not doing it like me. So
I respect that. Hey man, make sure y'all go stream her music, tap in with them, show them some
Chrissy,
love.
baby.
Like I said, they have some great answers. Clearly, they are very well educated in the industry and are trying to make some waves, make some name for themselves. Make sure y'all go tap in with them. And with that being said, it's been a Got 15 podcast, and y'all, man.
Show.
Get to the money and slide. Get to the money and slide.
Appreciate y'all popping out to the podcast, man. Make sure y'all leave a like. Go ahead and comment something. And hit that subscribe button if you haven't already so you don't miss any of our videos, bro.
And make sure you subscribe to our Patreon for exclusive behind-the-scenes videos posted weekly. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TikTok, and I already know we're on YouTube, man. Go check us out everywhere.
Show.